I'm looking down at the count. I guess we're open. Not as many people as I was expecting to help us celebrate this joyful Friday. We've reached the end of another long week of virtual experience, at home schooling and distance learning and lots of worry and anxiety. And we at NuPath have decided that we are going to end each week on a high note, and we do so by honoring some of our staff and talking to them. And it's turned out to be something I really enjoyed very, very much. And this Friday, we decided that we are going to honor our mothers. We have mothers in our programs, of course. And about an hour ago, getting ready for this, I had the idea that I was going to make a sign, but I don't think it really shows up too good. But I would have pointed out to everybody because I made it myself with paint. And it says Happy Mom's Day. I couldn't fit Mother's Day on, but that's what it says anyway, in case you can't read it. So before we start, I thought that if it's all right with everybody here, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that she answers the phone, I'm going to call my mother. And now she doesn't have a smartphone, so she's got a flip phone, but we're gonna see if she answers. For a lady that doesn't really go outside of her room, and is really not ever far from her sort of electric recliner. Sometimes she doesn't always get it, but she was so should be expecting it. So let me try it right now. Okay, I'm gonna try calling her, and hopefully she's gonna answer. And if she does, I think Greg's got a picture of her we can put up on the.
Oh,
Mom.
yes.
Hi. So guess what? I'm at our virtual Unity forum, and you're talking to the people that are all over, from their computers and their phones, or that have dialed in to hear our. Yeah. How are you today?
I'm good.
You are.
I miss you guys.
Yeah, I miss you too. I talk about you probably more than you'd like to know. I talk
Oh, no,
about you.
you say true.
I think I say true things. I just say I worry about you, and I don't like it. It's been 8 or 10 weeks since I've seen you.
I know. It's been a long time.
You've been a mother for many years, probably longer than most of the mothers that we have. What do you remember about first becoming a mother?
Oh, I was very excited.
Were you?
I'm very excited to be a first time mother. I had been a teacher for many years, so it was fun to be a mother.
Yeah. And you gave birth in an unusual place. You were in Sierra Leone, weren't you? Up country in
Yeah,
Kiama?
in an eye clinic.
In an eye clinic.
Yeah, because we knew that doctor.
Yeah. And you had a tough delivery, but it was well worth the prize, wasn't it?
Oh, my goodness, yes. I'm so glad many times. I'm so thankful that you breathed that first time.
Yeah. Well, you'd like to. I've heard you tell the story that I nearly killed you, but you went on to have 3 more sons.
I did. And two of them born in Sierra Leone and two born in the States.
Wow, I don't know how you did it. Hey, what would you say has been your best part of being a mother? Like, what do you think you've enjoyed after these many, many long years?
Just being near my kids and having them succeed in life. That's been the greatest joy.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying I succeeded? Thank
Yeah,
you.
you have.
That's nice. And what would you if you do you have any advice for any young mothers, maybe after all these years of being a mom? What would you tell them?
Just enjoy the children somehow. I know it gets tough sometimes because I had four boys and we were traveling a lot and having to pack clothes and so
Yeah.
forth. But just enjoy your children.
Yeah, we rush around, don't we, so much from thing to thing to thing, and so overscheduled. And well, hey, you know what? I think you've been an awesome mom, and I love you so much. And
Thank you.
this is not the Mother's Day I planned for you, but hey,
I know. It's so now I'm not really near you.
Well, you're near me, but I promise I'm gonna come on Sunday and I'll dance in the parking lot so you can see me.
Okay, good.
Okay, at least you'll see
I'll
me.
look.
You'll look. Okay. Hey, I think your grandkids maybe. David said he maybe was gonna try to watch. So if your grandbabies are out there watching, you want to say a quick hi to your grandkids?
Hi, Lucas and Julian and Matilda.
That's right. Okay, well, we're gonna run because we got some more people to talk to. Thank you so much for talking to us. Any final
You're
words?
welcome. No, just that I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, okay, Mom. I'm happy you're there too. Please be careful. Don't get sick.
No, I'll try not to.
All right. Hey, love you lots.
Love you too.
Bye bye. Oh, that made me happy. Before we go on, really quick, I want to just show you. This is if she's watching, she said she might be. This is my mother-in-law, Sharon Baldarelli. This is at a family wedding a few years ago. I love this picture of her. She's a wonderful woman. I adore her to pieces. And Sharon, if you're watching, mwah, happy Mother's Day. And I hope you're being safe. I just saw you last week at a distance, but we planted your tomatoes. All right. Now we're going to get right into it. So we have our first guest today is Rosa Linda. We call her Rosa again. We'll have Greg pull Rosa up. Rosa's the rehab manager at the Martin Center, and she's been with us for almost 6. Hi.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Thank you so much for being here. And she's so beautiful. I saw her before we came on, but I remember when you had her and you being pregnant with her and the whole thing, like you worked right up to the end and I remember you saying that she was she had a little attitude, you said, when she was first born.
Still does. She still does.
Hi, Amelia.
You say hi?
Hi.
Say hi.
Oh my God, that smile. And I assume there's some other person here on the other, just off camera. That's just where you wanted him. Hi, how are you? You guys did all right. She came out all right. She's really pretty.
Thank you so much.
This has been a crazy time for everybody, huh? Luckily, she's not too much older than you to really be doing homeschooling.
Oh, I'm not looking forward to that.
Well, hopefully, by the time she's going to school, things will be back to some normalcy. But you've been Rosa, you've been with us for, as I said, for 6 years,
Mhm.
and it seems like you were thinking about leaving at one point, but we talked you to stay, did we not?
Yes.
You
Yes.
have been a Club 50 member in the years 2016, 2017, 2018, and you've raised a total of $4,482. Did you know that?
Wow. That's good.
Amazing.
Great.
And you are the person that makes sure all of the crazy Dayhab paperwork and all of that nuts, the stuff, and I was almost gonna say nonsense. I'm glad I didn't say that. But all the stuff that the regulations require. So it's really a tedious and a detail-oriented test. So you've been busy doing all of that. And you know what? I meant to mention to you earlier. You and I'm going to do a little shout out to Marianne and Janice, who sent that beautiful video of the meet. You know, if there was more time, I wish we could have shown it. But they're just wonderful, aren't they? I just love Janice. She's just
The best family ever. And we have so many amazing families, but they're just amazing.
we've got to interview Janice. Janice Thompson is just one of my all-time favorites. She's incredible. But I really appreciated you sharing that video. She loves you. She just adores you. Tell me what life has been like for you at home now with COVID and all of this craziness.
It's been with a toddler. She's gonna be 2.5 years old by the end of the month. So it's been crazy. The daycare, they're closed like we are. So we've just been trying to work full time from home. My husband and I, we're trying to keep her entertained as much as we can with arts and crafts, baking. I'm even taking up gardening for the first time. So it's just been a bit stressful, but in a way, I'm not missing as many milestones now being home with her. Because when she was at daycare, they used to tell me, oh, she would say this word or she'll do this. And it's just like I would miss those moments because obviously I'm working. full time. But being home, we have our good days and our bad days, but we're trying to not step on each other's toes and just take it from there. So
You know, it's so interesting that this is the first, I hadn't thought about that exactly, but for people, you know, a lot of families, you hear the complaints like, oh my God, I'm trying to keep my kids busy, but
yeah,
saying in that way that you're at home and kind of a silver lining is that you're able to be present for some of
yeah.
these milestones. Do you think it's going to be hard to go back to work the regular way once we go back?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be almost like when I first dropped her off when she was 3 months old. I'm going to probably cry because it's almost like you're starting all over again, trusting people, but also just trusting the environment, the air that we're breathing, and everything else. And the same thing with my husband and I going back to work again full time and finally seeing the individuals, the staff. It's going to be bittersweet. It's going to be tough, but yet amazing. But it's going to take time.
And your husband, not to talk about you the third person as if you're not there, but he's home from work. He's doing working from home as well. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. So you're enjoying it. Looks like you're a great father. So we could have also like featured you on Father's Day, maybe. But you love your little girl more than you ever thought you could love anything on earth.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. I asked that question. I don't know what I'd ever do if somebody said, not really. No, I just know the love that you have for a child, and it's so incredible. You know, Rose, we just love you to pieces. You're just such a you just everybody has nothing but positive things to say about you. And you've got this
Thank you.
just can do attitude. You're somebody that is just such a powerful role model. You really are somebody that I that just commands the respect of so many people. And I know you're part of the rehab coordinators team, and you guys have been working furiously. I didn't really know this until I talked to Kristen last week. What have so you've been doing some of the same things. All the day of service plans had to be revamped and goals because of them being at home. Is that right?
Yes, so we had to revamp everything because currently, as I mentioned before, the day of service plans that we currently use at day have programs across the board, it's currently pending for now because of the whole COVID-19 pandemic. So we had to come up with different types of service need areas for each individual that we serve. So at the Martin Center, we have about 82 individuals at a time, now 79, because we lost a few, unfortunately. But it's just been tough. It's been busy. The rehab managers, Alexa, Jen, and Kristen, we've just been supporting each other to the best of our ability.
I think it's great the way that Dan designed that team and to have you come together, and because there's so much more strength in numbers, and
Yes.
learning from each other and really creating because that's believe it or not, that's the thing that can sometimes take an organization down is you go through a day of audit, or and then if you don't have the documentation that you're supposed to have, and that can bleed into your billing and your reimbursement, and then sometimes you have to pay money back, and so
Yes.
you guys play a huge and important critical role. So see, you are so cute. Well, what are you going to do for Mother's Day? We'll ask you a final question. What are you going to do for
Mother's Day. I think what
this
we're
will be your
gonna
second
do,
Mother's Day, right? Your second, or
probably second or third. I'm not too sure.
you're not too sure?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think it's my second or third. Second, yes, second Mother's Day.
Okay.
So obviously we're all stuck at home, so I'll probably end up painting this wall behind us a light gray. I'm kind of getting tired of the yellow, so
Oh,
some home improvement on the weekend.
well, that doesn't sound like a fun Mother's Day. Your husbands were told you you're never supposed to give your mother anything like a vacuum cleaner or an iron, or
Yeah.
Mother's Day is to splurge on chocolates or spas, or doing
Diamond
something
rings.
diamond. Well, you went there, yeah, diamond rings, sure, sure. Well, thank you so much for everything you're doing. Thank you for being such an important part of our family. I mean, it's not by design that we don't go out to choose people that have also been Club 50 members. It just seems like the standout people often have been also very engaged and involved members of our community. And when you find somebody like that, you're just a really a quality person. You know, I still want you to go get your certificate and go back to school. You know, we get.
And I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about going back to school soon. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Well, good. You know that's something that I've been kind of secretly urging you to do for a while. So we appreciate all that you're doing during this time and always. And thank you for sharing a little slice of that beautiful little girl of yours, Amelia. And thank your husband too for being present and please take care of yourself and your family and stay healthy and make sure you're there to come back to us. Okay.
Likewise, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, to your mother, to my mother, to everyone. And I want to say thank you to the Martin Center staff, everyone, Justin, for keeping us all together united. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Rosa. We'll see you soon, okay?
Take care. Bye, everyone. Happy Friday.
Bye. Okay, we're moving on. I love Rosa. She's terrific. Oh my God, I can't believe how big our little girl's gotten. All right, next up is another mother. This is Amy Mondesser. She is the sensory integration manager at New Boston Street. I say that there she is. Amy, I could talk to you for an hour and a half, so I'm gonna have to be very tight in what we cover. Because I'd like to tell you the story of how you came to NuPath, but we don't have time for that.
Thank you.
And I think there's this we were supposed to do you have some of your daughters that want to come in and do you want to introduce them before?
I do. So coming in right now is my second oldest daughter, Amanda.
Hey, Amanda.
That little munchkin right there is her daughter, Skylar, and she's 22 months old.
Wow.
Amanda, who else is with you?
Me.
There's Emily.
There's Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Emily.
Mackenzie.
And Mackenzie.
Hold
Oh,
on. There's Lucas.
there's Lucas. There's one more. Hello, Mr. Brantley.
Are these all related to? Oh, these are some of your nieces.
Two of them are mine and three of them are my sister's kids.
Oh, they're all your grandkids.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Wow.
We have a couple that are missing, but they weren't able to make it today.
I just want to tell you. Sorry, did you say you have a busy? So you got three daughters.
Yes. I have 3 daughters and 1 son.
And 7 grandchildren? Is that right? Or more?
9.
9.
Yes.
Holy. And for somebody so young.
Oh, thank you.
Well, that's what happens with mothers, huh? If you do it right,
They
you
keep
end up
us
being
young.
grandmothers, and then maybe great grandmothers. You'll be a great grandmother, probably. I would think. You've got time for that. Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
Who's this?
That's my oldest. She's 13.
Your oldest, 13.
My oldest granddaughter is 13.
Can I ask your oldest granddaughter, what's it like? Is it miserable being at home, or do you secretly kind of like?
It depends on the day.
Yeah, are you getting more screen time?
Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not.
What?
Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not.
Yeah, is your mother strict about screen time, or are you getting pretty much free reign?
No, not really. It's just yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. You think it's gonna be weird when you go back to school? Are you worried about missing out on stuff, or you figure everybody's in the same boat?
Kind of not really. I like being home, but also I miss being in school and having that nice environment with a schedule and stuff.
You think it's gonna be weird going back? I was just talking to Rosa, and she said that she's gonna miss her little girl when she goes back.
Yeah, I think it will be a little bit weird at first, but then it'll be normal again because
You know what?
so
This is gonna change your whole. This is gonna be. You hear people talk about 9/11. Wait, young to remember that. This is like your 9/11. This is bigger than anything that we've ever experienced. So, but of course, I can talk to anybody for an hour and a half. Thank you for talking to me, guys. Thank you for being here. We're gonna let you go.
Thank you.
I'm gonna talk to your mother, your grandmother, for just a little bit, and By the way, she's terrific. We just love her. So if she's a matriarch of your family, you're pretty lucky.
Yes, we are.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right. So Amy, I want to just talk to you a little bit. As I
Certainly.
said, you had you joined us about April 22nd was your 6-year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
It was right after
It
April
was.
Fool's, because part of your
Yes.
campaign had to do with that story that James Shannon. You know how many times they've said James has been a solid just leader in the whole autism day services and in the behavioral unit, but you came on board and you were exactly what we needed. You had a mother's touch. You brought a kind of warmth and kind of a nurture. I remember thinking when you came, and you could see it. It was so self-evident in the programs, and how you have become such an important um, um, resource, not just to James, but to everybody that's associated with this organization. We just, I mean, you wanted to come to NuPath, didn't you?
I did. I really did. I was very much looking forward to being able to start my career at NuPath. Well, continue on with my career, but this was my new beginning to come in and start with NuPath and see what it had in store for me and what I could share with NuPath.
You have to look at what you've built, helped build, but I got to give you credit. I mean, there's certain things you have brought, you have, and you've got to feel a real sense of pride in that. How could you not?
I'm very, very proud of the team that I have been able to create and build. And it's unfortunate that this circumstance has taken place, but this has just really proven the kind of team members that we have that have gone out to the residential homes and have, changed their hours to accommodate the needs of the organization. So somebody who was working day program has now been willing to, work a 3 to 11 that obviously wasn't their first choice, so they wouldn't have, applied for a day program position. Everybody has just done wonderful. I couldn't be more proud. I have to give a shout out to my whole team that is just plugging along, doing great posts with Navigating Life, participating in virtual classes, and just making me really proud, really, really proud of what they're accomplishing.
You've got some really great things going on, but this has not been an easy stretch by any means, because your husband, who you met through NuPath, so in one way or another, we get credit for that.
Absolutely.
Of course. But Kern, he was early on diagnosed with COVID-19, was he not? And he's since just returned. He's gotten through it. What was that like? That must have been scary, because that happened like before it was even like, I think we know a lot more about it now. I think it was very still serious and sort of. Was it hard to even get him tested the first time? Like, tell us what that was like.
So it was pretty stressful. It was, we called the doctor and they said, he's showing any symptoms? No, not right now. Okay, just, stay home. And then the symptoms arose and they did send him out for the test. But at that point, we had to wait 5 days for the test to come back, whether it was negative or positive. So that was really stressful. We immediately, isolated, and he took his time. He didn't get hit hard with it. Thank goodness for that. That was quite a blessing. And he's since fully recovered. He's gone back
And
to
you never
work.
got it. You were ended up getting it.
No, I never got it. I had to stay in quarantine for, it felt like a month. But yeah, he's back out on the front lines again and doing what he does best.
And one would think that we don't know 100%, but somebody who's had it, and if they have the antibodies for it, then he's less likely to get it again, we think. And those people are gonna be like gold. I mean, those people are gonna, while the rest of us are still running around having to put on masks, he can probably just be like, woohoo, doesn't have to worry about
well,
it.
he's still being very cautious, just like you said, because we're not sure, nobody really knows for sure. So still taking the precautionary measures.
how, knowing you and how you are, and I used the word already once, but kind of a nurturer. You can see your beautiful family, your kids and just the ones that I met now and before we started. Your grandkids, kids are beautiful. You're a nurturer. How are you supporting our families that are out there that suddenly have their child home and it's maybe they're in a stressful situation, maybe their kid has got some clinical issues. Has that been a challenge, or how have you done that or helped to do that?
So it can be a challenge because there's only so much you can do. Um, I can't go to their house and say, why don't you go for a walk and I could stay here with your child for a little bit and kind of had that freedom. So I really tried to make it a point of making phone calls. As you know, we've done the virtual classes with NuPath. So I've done some just one-on-one Zoom meetings with the individual, with the parent there, helping them stay connected, because some people who are on the autism spectrum, when they have lots of faces in front of them, it can become very overwhelming. They don't quite understand what's going on. So kind of just taking that little extra step of taking some time out of my day or early evening or whatever works best with their schedule to make that Zoom call so that they can have just that face to face with a familiar face and know that things are going to be okay.
Mhm. Now, I think I said yesterday, and I've said this many times in the past. I don't know, it's probably not politically correct, but I feel like mothers. I said, I think what I said yesterday was I've got more mother cell phone numbers in my phone than anywhere close to fathers, because it just seems like mothers are the ones that are making things happen. Mothers are the ones that make the dental appointments for their kids and make sure they go to the doctor.
Mhm.
That people are buying new shoes, and do you what am I asking? Do you feel like that you work mostly with mothers? Are they the predominant, people that you have the primary contact with, or is that is it's probably a mix now, but just as a time when we're honoring and thinking about how lucky we are to have our mothers. There's a lot of mothers out there that are doing double time right now because of their kid being home.
Absolutely, they really are. And I have told parents this many times, moms especially, that they're the backbone with their child, and their child's very lucky to have the support and the blessings that they get from them every day. And I tell them anytime, you just want to reach out and have a mom-to-mom conversation with me, go right ahead. You've got my number, just call me if you're having that moment, especially during this pandemic, that you just kind of want to vent or just release yourself, or whatever the case may be. Have, like you've said before, a virtual glass of wine together, or just be there and supporting each other during this difficult time.
And that virtual support can be meaningful. I think it can. In some ways, I feel like I've had more meaningful contact with more people since we've started doing these forums than I had, because my position has left me so distant from, our community, that there's so many layers, between me and people, that I don't think people always get a chance to get to know me. And I want people to get to know me because I think I'm an okay guy,
Mhm.
like I'm not a bad person to know. Um, but it
You're a good guy.
makes me so proud to know that so many of my values and the things that are important to me are carried forward in leaders like you. And I know you're a huge favorite among the families. Um, what would you say your favorite thing about being a mother has been?
Oh boy.
Oh, I didn't even warn you I was going to do that. I'm sorry. You don't have to answer if it's too
Nope,
hard.
that's okay. I think probably the biggest accomplishment for me as a mom is to know that I've created or helped flourish four very independent children, because that's all I believe we ever want for our children, is to be able to grow and then find themselves, support themselves, and find their passion. So Jan, now you've opened it up, so I'm gonna brag for a moment. All of my children are just absolutely wonderful. My oldest is a nurse. She works in a hospice. My second oldest is a special ed teacher for pre-K. We have a pastry chef.
That's the
And
one I
then-
want to get to know.
She's great. She's very good. And my son is also a frontline worker. Him and his dad own a business together, a cleaning company. So they're out there cleaning, making sure everything is safe and secure for people. And they're all very happy and very successful in that. And they don't need me, right? They want to have me in their life. So I think that that's a difference of needing your mom and wanting your mom. So they're standing on their own 2 feet and creating their lives. And that makes me very proud as a mom.
And they gave you grandbabies.
Oh yeah, that's the best part. Absolutely.
That was my mother's complaint. So I kind of fell short on that regard. But luckily, my brother David has 3 beautiful kids. And so they kind of got me up a little bit. You're just terrific, Amy. We love you to pieces. Thank you so much for agreeing to be a part of this, share a little bit about what you've got going on. Thank you for everything you're doing for our families, for our staff during this time of crisis. You're just such a good example of how we're all in this together. We're all playing an important part in supporting and nurturing people that are in our orbit. Any final words anything final you want to say?
I just want to thank the whole team, Westford Martin Center, 147, the residential staff. Honestly, this is just something great has come out of this, right? We find a silver lining in everything, and the collaboration that we have amongst all of our programs is great. I've gotten it's given me an opportunity to really get to know Brian and get to know Justin on different levels, and the rehab managers and just everybody. So thank you, everybody, for everything that you do. I hope everybody has a wonderful Mother's Day. I did hear it's supposed to snow on Saturday, so let's hope that doesn't really happen. And then, Sunday, enjoy your day. Do whatever makes you happy.
Virtually and at a distance and with a mask on.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, you take care of yourself.
Thank you, Ann.
Stay healthy. Your family's gorgeous, and you're fantastic. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Have a
Bye-bye.
good rest of your day. Bye-bye.
All right. I feel good. Great to see so many wonderful people that are out there. And sometimes I guess you know that that people have their own lives. You get to know somebody in one capacity, but maybe you don't always think about what they do when they're not working, or they're not doing paperwork or dealing with behaviors or whatever. And Amy's definitely got a busy life with her kids and her grandkids. All right, we are going to move on now to a slightly a little bit of a different twist. There's a special young lady out there who her birthday is today, and that happens to be her name is Olivia Morris. She's Greg Morris's oldest daughter, and we are going to go to the Morris household, and I think we're going to meet Livy, talk to her for a little bit, and her mother Jen. Hi, and Miss Ava, the younger sister. Hi, guys. How you doing? Olivia, I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Stand up so you can show them that you want to show 'em?
Cool. So, Livy, you're the birthday girl. So happy birthday.
Thank you.
I could sing a song to you if you wanted me to, or should I just let's not and say we did kind of thing? Yeah.
Do you wanna-
No, I'm not gonna sing. Wait a minute. Do I hear Gigi off the screen? Is Ginny?
Oh yeah, she's never settled.
I said, I thought I heard somebody else's voice. Well, you guys are the last guests, and we want to thank you very much for joining us. And Jen, you are the wife of Greg Morris, who is our Senior Vice President of Administrative Ops, and is the one sort of the reins helping me do all this. I just have to talk, which comes pretty easy for me. But Livy, you know what? When I met your daddy, you weren't born yet. You were just a couple of months away from being born. And we knew you were coming. but we didn't know what a special girl you were going to be. And it's been fun to watch you grow up and get older and older. What grade are you in now? You want to tell everybody?
First grade.
First grade. And you've had your life has been turned upside down because of this COVID, right? Ava, I'm not ignoring you, but I'm just talking to birthday girl first. What's it been like to learn from home? Has it been tough being on Zoom and all that stuff?
Yeah.
It can be stressful, right?
Yeah.
You miss your friends, but I think they're doing things like stopping by and people are coming from a distance. What do you think about the COVID-19 virus? What do you think about the virus? Is it rotten?
What do you think
Amy,
about
what do
it?
you think about COVID? Coronavirus.
What do you think about
I don't like it. I don't like it either.
You can say that. Down with the virus. But you guys know you have to stay in, you have to be safe, right? What do you like about is there been any fun part of it that's been fun? Staying home?
Yeah.
What's fun?
That I don't have to get up early for school.
No, it's kind of nice to sleep in a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
You still get dressed to do your hair and everything, or do you just like hang around in sweats? And I bet you don't. I bet you're always looking like you're all put together, knowing your mother.
No,
Yeah.
honestly, they get dressed themselves, these two, like fashionistas, every single day. I don't even have to ask them.
And Ava, has it been hard leaving your daddy alone to work? Is it weird having him here but not being able to go and interrupt him? Like, I know that he's been in your bedroom because I see, Livia, I see your name up on the wall behind him when we're talking at meetings and stuff. Is it off limits? You know when he's in there, you can't go bother him?
He moved.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I don't
moved
know.
out.
I've heard you come in a couple of times, Ava. I heard you come in a couple of times.
Is that you?
That's okay. But you know when he's up there, he's trying to work. So that's probably weird, isn't it? Having him here, but knowing that he's trying to work too. Your daddy's an important guy. He does a lot of things for me, for NuPath. We'd be pretty screwed without him. Jen, now you are a nurse, an RN. You work in I don't know. You still working in the behavioral health the department, and so you're putting yourself in the front line, really, probably more so than the average employee. And talk about it being an essential worker. What's it been like? Has it freaked you out, or have you just gotten used to it?
I was saying that to someone today. It's at the beginning, it was certainly like super scary and like, mostly scary just of what am I going to bring home to my family. But
Yeah.
I feel like as anything in healthcare, you just adapt, and it's gotten easier. I'm not working with positive patients, thank God, but they're in the hospital. Some of our patients, they're not screened before they come up. So as soon as anyone has a fever or anything, you kind of freak out. But it's kind of, I don't know. It's nice now that, all healthcare workers are like getting the recognition they're getting, because even before this, there's just things that are scary that we've always kind of dealt with. And, you just do it. Part of your job.
Yeah. It's just so weird the way it happened. I mean, we went from, being like, well, we're going to continue to be, go in every day, to being like, we should not be leaving at all. And your mother-in-law, Greg's mother, who I think is right off screen, if she is, I just say hi. She can come in. She's a mother too. If she wants to come and put her face in the screen, we can say hi. But that's another generation, and you don't want to bring anything home to anybody that's going to get sick. There she is. Hi, Jenny.
Hi,
How are you? Good to see you.
good to see you too.
Yeah.
Now, New Hampshire. So you live in New Hampshire. New Hampshire's starting to open up a little bit, some things, but you still got to be careful, right?
Yes, I think on Monday, and some things did open up this week, but it's a little soon.
Yeah, I feel like it is too. All right, you Libby, I want to ask you one last question. what are you gonna do for your birthday to celebrate big time tonight? What's on the plan? Since you can't be doing like a big party, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna are you just gonna stay home and watch reruns? Are you just gonna watch the news or do something boring?
I'm gonna eat
You're
cake.
gonna eat? Eat is good. Is there something happening at 4? Did I hear, or is that not? Okay, nothing's happening. Okay.
Ah.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Okay. So I won't talk about that. All right. Well, and then Ava, your birthday's just around the corner too, if I remember correctly. You both kind of have birthdays near year. Yours is in June, no? May, June. Wow.
When's your birthday?
June 13th.
June 13th.
So I want to thank you on behalf of NuPath for whatever you're doing to make sure your daddy's able to work some and that when I call, he's able to like talk to me if I need help with something because I need a lot of help. You know what I mean?
And you know, Dan, I just want to thank all of your employees, all the human service workers who are going out there and working so hard every day and putting themselves, you know, last and going into work and just doing the best that they can. Just you guys have such a great community at NuPath, really a family, and it's amazing all the work you guys do. So they really deserve a shout out for sure.
Oh, that's nice, Jen. Thank you for saying that. I agree. I've been saying in every forum that we have that we've got the best and most amazing staff, and we could not do anything without them, and we're so fortunate to have them.
Yeah, you really, really are. You have such an amazing community at NuPath, and it's just awesome.
Last thing, what do you like most about being a mom?
Oh, I heard you ask that to the last woman, to Amy, and I was like, oh gosh, I hope he doesn't ask me that.
There's
No,
so many things. Look at these beautiful girls.
I know. There's honestly, it's overwhelming. But mostly, I just the love. Really, it's just like a love like I've never experienced in my life, and I just love these girls so much, and you know, just to be with them has been amazing. I know, like, you know, we got to work our way back into being normal again, but it really has been great just to see how much they just like love Greg and I, and they love to be around us, and it really hasn't affected them, you know, like I'm sure it has affected older kids. So that's just been great just to see how happy they are just to be around us. So nice.
That's nicely put. I would say, enjoy every minute because I would say I was feeling a little kind of down yesterday. I was dealing with a lot of stuff with my poor mom and 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 I thought, when we think about Mother's Day, we think about these happy, smiling faces, little gorgeous little kids, little girls blowing out their birthday candles and maybe surrounded by grandchildren in the holidays. And these are the thoughts you have of motherhood. You don't think about a mom that's 86 and in assisted living and so medically fragile and lonely and isolated. And that's not, Hallmark's not doing any holiday about that mom. You know what I mean? And yet, but they are mothers, our mothers nonetheless, And I had this picture I forgot to show it earlier, but look at this, girls. This is my mom when she was, oh, if I could do it right. My mom when she was in high school.
Oh my goodness.
I just happen to have it. And I
Yeah.
dug it up. My mom would kill me if she knew I was showing this picture. But look at how young she is. But you blink your eyes and time just it goes by. So love those girls. To all of our mothers, we love you. Enjoy every minute you have with your kids because they're not always going to be so cute and young. They're going to end up looking. hopefully,
Your mom
hopefully
sounded
they're not going to look like me, but they get older and people aren't always, especially the guys, they're not so cute when they get older.
Oh.
Ava, thank you for taking some time to talk to us. You guys were both terrific. You're superstars. Jen, thank you for talking to us. It was just
thank you for having us.
so wonderful to see you.
we enjoyed hearing you and your mom. That she sounded in great spirits. So I know you might feel like that, but she sounded amazing. So it was nice to hear you.
She just put on a show because she knew she was on this thing. I should have just like not told her. Let you guys hear. She goes, well, not too good. She probably would have been like, she would have. But that's okay. That's okay. She's lived a long life and she's allowed. Thanks, guys. We'll
Thank
see you again soon. Be safe.
Okay.
Be healthy. Be well. Okay. Happy birthday, Libby.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye.
All right. Well, I enjoyed that very much, and thank you, those of you who are out there that had joined us today. You know, we talk and a lot about the threat of COVID and about all that we're doing to try to mitigate the risk, to manage the health and safety of the people that we serve and our staff and supporting the lives of our families and the displacement of people and just all that this terrible pandemic has caused in so many ways. And yet I continue to feel it's so important that we take, a breath one time a week. And we've chosen to do that on Friday at 2. And for those of you who have participated, it means so much to me that you're there. And it means a lot to the staff that are given a chance to share some of what they've been doing during this time of need. So thank you to everyone that is doing something important to serve this amazing organization. Thank you to everybody that's supporting the staff by sending them texts saying, you guys, you did great. I know that means a lot from past experiences for a lot of the staff that have been featured here. And yeah, we're gonna march right through this weekend, and we're gonna love our mothers to death, because we don't know if bad expression. We're gonna love our mothers like we never thought we could, and we don't always know how long we're gonna have them. And then we're gonna start back up again on Monday. And you know what I heard? Every day, we don't know how long this is gonna last, but every day that goes by, we're one day closer to a time when this will be a distant memory. And that's just the truth. It's may take us a little while to get there. You guys are great. We got this. We got this. We're going to make it through this together, united. What we do. And Greg, is there anything that I should know or say? And by the way, you've got a beautiful family.
Thanks, Dee. No, just positive messages across the board for your mom, and happy Mother's Day to everyone. And
how good my sign was? Did people say how beautiful it was?
Crystal clear over here. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it looks great. Happy Mom's Day.
Yeah.
Now,
I made that with paintbrush and paint. So, I mean, I'm not, I should take that over, give it to my mom for Mother's Day, but she wouldn't have anybody to help her hang it up. So what would be the point? Okay. Well, thank everybody for their expressions of thanks. And thanks for tuning in and for listening to us and making this something special. It means a lot to us all. You guys are terrific. Love you. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.